part of national efforts to support the national economy and enhance Egypt's position on the global tourism map. The We Are Egypt campaign emphasizes the pivotal role that citizen awareness and positive behavior play in success of the tourism system. Also, tourism is not only one of the most important sources of national income to Egypt, and also creates or provides job opportunities for youth, but also reflects Egypt's image to visitors and people worldwide through the campaign that seeks the culture of tourism awareness and the image of Egypt. More details in the following report, but before, let us welcome our dear guest who's live here with us in the studio, Dr. Sara Ali. She is an assistant researcher, Griffith Institute, Oxford University. Good morning,
Good
Dr.
morning.
Sara.
Thank you for having me.
A real pleasure having you. We're going to go through that report and we'll come back with Dr. Sara, so stay with us.
Under the slogan, "Simple actions can make a big difference," the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities launched the second phase of the We Are Egypt promotional campaign. The campaign aims to highlight the importance of tourism and showcase the authentic values and positive behaviors of the Egyptian people as key factors in promoting Egypt's tourism destination. The first phase of the campaign, launched in mid-August 2025, focused on citizens who interact directly with tourists, encouraging them to demonstrate positive behavior that reflects the true image of a hospitable Egyptian society. The second phase focuses on highlighting the role of tourism as a pillar of the national economy by highlighting its positive impact on supply chains and related sectors. Sharif Fethi, Minister of Tourism and Antiquities, emphasized that the We Are Egypt campaign aims to build a societal culture based on pride in identity and welcoming guests. This will make every Egyptian an ambassador for their country to the world, improving the tourism experience and enhancing Egypt's image as one of the most important tourist destinations globally. The initiative falls within the framework of the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities strategy and Egypt's Sustainable Development Strategy for the year 2030, which prioritizes improving the tourist experience and enhancing the competitiveness of the Egyptian tourist destinations.
Welcome back. Very delighted to be having with us here in the studio Dr. Sara Ali, and she's assistant researcher at Griffith Institute, Oxford University. Good morning, Dr. Sara.
Good morning.
So, what's up with this We Are Egypt campaign? It seems like a building on other recent campaigns that were taken on CNN before, that talks about Egypt and the venues in Egypt and how charming, because probably most visitors or people who haven't visited Egypt probably don't imagine that we own 1/3 of the world monuments.
Yes.
They think it's like a legend, only a legend. That's not true.
No, I don't think people really realize. They do realize the preciousness of Egyptian heritage, but I don't think anybody can actually face the reality until they find themselves in front of like the pyramids or the Valley of the Kings, like this very amazing sites that left an amazing mark in our country. And so I think only when they come to Egypt, they actually do realize what ancient Egypt was and how big it was and what mark it left in us, you know. And so I think, yeah, people have a passion for Egypt in general. Abroad, they study the mummies in ancient Egypt as one of the first history classes. And so they do have an idea of ancient Egypt. Of course, there are a lot of collections outside of Egypt that are themselves good ambassadors for Egypt because they attract tourists to Egypt. But yeah, whenever a tourist comes to Egypt and they see the pyramids, I think it's I do remember the first time I saw the pyramids, and I think it's a unique feeling when you find yourself in front of this beautiful buildings and that are so old, and then you wonder many things about them. And so Egypt is everywhere, but the real Egypt can only be experienced in Egypt, and I think that's what the campaign is trying to aim at, to promote this experience of living Egypt as a touristic destination that of course relies on how beautiful and how extended our history is.
Exactly. We always say, like people observing, people who have visited several places worldwide would say that a country or a city like in Mexico, on the borders with the United States, and you have that very small patch of space called Cancun.
Yeah.
The people go and have their spring break. They do not possess any type of monuments or anything, and then it's one of the hottest places worldwide. And you have in Las Vegas, for example, there have been some imitation, an amateur pyramid that people come and visit. They do not possess those as precious as in Egypt. Well, you see, they can have some revenues and some income, twice as much that we have here. So it is the planning and it's the promotion and everything. I can tell you lots and lots and lots of, let's say for example, museums in your Guggenheim Museum or the Museum of Natural History. You don't have one of a fraction of the treasures that we have in the Egyptian Museum or the Grand Egyptian Museum.
Yes.
So from your own point of view, how can we be able to exhibit our treasures and our privileges that we possess, that history, those statues and all this that we possess in the right place at the right time?
I think our colleagues as Egyptologists are doing a great job in being able to display these wonderful objects in museums across Egypt. And I think I don't think we need to do much. I think we need to be able to preserve, and that's what the campaign aims at, preserve the sites and promote them in touristic excursions, for instance, because, you know, we're in Cairo, most tourists come to Cairo, most tourists go to Luxor, but there are many other sites that are not on the touristic maps, and so that's what the campaign will in the future promote still. And so I think we do already have a great basis because Egypt is an amazing country and people really love coming to Egypt. We just need to make sure that the tourist that comes once wants to come many more times after that, and that already happens, and maybe for the biggest fraction of the tourists that we have, and we want to just make it the entire community of tourists that come to be willing to come again and again. And I think we have a huge duty in protecting this heritage, and the campaign is also a community engagement campaign, in the sense that it wants the community to interact with the heritage. And I mean, we need to remember this is our heritage, this is what makes us proud to say we are Egyptian, because whenever we travel abroad, we are already ambassadors for Egypt, because whenever, you know, I say, oh, I'm Egyptian, people are like, oh my God, I love Egypt. We are ambassadors for our country, and people do realize the importance of our history. And so when tourists come, we want them to understand that we are engaged with our history. We are embracing our history. We know its importance. And this is, I think, that already happens. I think Egyptians are very proud of our history, but we don't show it. And I think that's what the campaign aims at, showing how much we are feeling this privilege.
That was my next question to you now, which is the message, or from behind this, the campaign We Are Egypt. What exactly are you aiming at? What type of message are you delivering? And to which tourists in particular? Because there are many seasonal tourists throughout the whole year that come over to Egypt.
Well, Egypt is ranking very high as a touristic destination lately, and And this is, of course, because of all the efforts done to make it a touristic destination or to highlight it as a touristic destination. And so I think what we want to aim at is becoming even more international, in the sense that we have specific cultures that come and visit us, and we want to have all the cultures come and visit us. Because I think when we say cultural heritage, I was reading the other day a very interesting article talking about why did cultural heritage become important and why people decided to pay attention to it and to take care of it. And it actually started somewhere in Italy when people realized that there were a lot of visitors coming to visit Italy because of the beautiful architecture, and they started to think, oh, that's because we have beautiful architecture. And so I think when we do talk about cultural heritage, all of us, we all know how beautiful these buildings are, and we need to maintain them as such to get more tourists, but also because this is our cultural heritage, and the more we express our love towards it, the more we naturally will have more people, because we will be naturally promoting it, you know.
Exactly.
When we talk about ancient Egypt outside of Egypt and we are excited about it, we are excited because it's something very special that we have, and we want other people to be able to embrace it, to be able to taste at least one bit. They're not lucky enough as we are to be Egyptian, but they want to taste it.
We have a diversification of places. I mean, in Cairo, it's not like Midtown Cairo, not like downtown Cairo, not in Upper Egypt, like the coast. Coastal area. I mean, there are different places that would attract different tourists. But let me ask you, what exactly, as you are an expert and you are someone who is in charge of such a huge, impressive campaign, what exactly from your own assessment does attract the tourist? I mean, what exactly? Is it the friendly attitude or spirit amongst the Egyptians? It's the food, the gastronomy, probably tourism.
I think a lot of
besides the tourism itself and the history.
I think the first thing that attracts people to Egypt are actually the history and the sea. But then when people come and see how hospitable we are, how kind, how helpful we are, and it could be from the smallest thing as asking information in the street to the biggest thing, like someone inviting you at home, someone that you've never met before inviting you at home just because you ask information in the street, you know. And these things happen, you know. There are tourists that make videos and recount these stories of people just inviting them for lunch just because they asked a simple question. And I think that is what brings tourists back, like our kindness and our hospitality. And I think it's also a charm that we are lucky to have. And not only us, we're not the only hospitable people, but I think that that's what the campaign wants to highlight. The campaign wants to, we are hospitable, wants to show that we are, and we can act hospitably, because for us it's a way to be, but people don't really realize it, and we wanna highlight it, you know. We wanna show them, and that's actually one of the phases of the campaign is to show how Egyptians are hospitable towards tourists.
Right. So this campaign, do you have volunteers with you, or you are people in charge? You are researchers, you are historians, you are Egyptologists, there are people in charge of tourism. Of course, we do understand. But do you have, I mean, people who are assisting you, like, for example, people from the Giza Plateau, because they have a lot of experience with tourists. probably people from South Egypt, and you know, people from different touristic places that could help you with the experience and the cultural background.
I'm not sure about this side of the campaign, but I do know that the ministry is interacting with especially young social media personalities to try and make, because you know the younger generation's language is social media, and so they're trying to combine the knowledge of these young social media personalities with what the ministry wants to offer to the tourists, and so they promote the campaign in this sense by promoting Egypt through social medias. And I think that's actually very clever, because most young people actually discover things through social media, and they, you know, nowadays when you want to visit a place, the first thing you do is Google it. The second thing you do is
and the ratings.
The second thing you do is you check on social medias what are the vlogs or the videos, you know, those very short videos of my favorite 5 places in Cairo, for instance. And so these things very much prompt the tourism.
On that note, of course, Dr. Sara Ali, you are assistant researcher at Griffith Institute, Oxford University. We'd like to thank you so much.
Thank you.
We had a great
for
time,
having me.
and it's a real pleasure to have you. All the best to you and to the campaign.
Thank you.
And by this, we come to the end of this edition of The Breakfast Show. Many thanks to all of you. Till we see you again tomorrow morning in a new team. That's a goodbye.